Hi guys. Today you're gonna learn how to find a missing leg. The last few lessons we've been talking about finding the hypotenuse, which is the longest side. This time you're gonna be finding the legs. So you're either gonna be finding A or B. All right. Couple of things before you get started. You definitely need some paper. You got to write this stuff out. This is a little more complicated than finding the hypotenuse, but it's only one extra step. Please be patient, watch this video real quick, and then I will show you another example on how to find the leg. So in this particular case, find the missing leg of the triangle. It's a right triangle because one, it has a right angle here, and you can see that you're finding a missing leg because one, B is the one that's missing, and across from the right angle, which we call the hypotenuse, there is indeed a measurement. It is 25 feet. So please watch this short video.
Find the missing length of the triangle. First, notice we have a right angle. So that means we have a right triangle, and we are missing one of the legs. Since the legs are the two sides that make up the right angle. And also we have 25 feet is the hypotenuse, because this is the side opposite of the right angle. So what we'll do to find our missing side length B is use the Pythagorean Theorem. The Pythagorean Theorem states that the sum of the squares of the lengths of the legs, and our legs are A and B, is equal to the square of the length of the hypotenuse. So we have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So what we'll do to find B is substitute in the values for the hypotenuse and the leg A. So we have A is 7 feet, so we have 7 squared, plus our other leg is B, so we leave that as our variable and have B squared. Then we need the hypotenuse, which is 25 feet. So we have 25 squared, so that we can solve for B. 7 squared is 7 times 7, which is 49. Then we keep B squared, and that's equal to 25 squared, which is 25, times 25, and that's 625. So now to get B squared by itself, we subtract 49 from both sides. So that gives us B squared on the left equal to 576 on the right side. Finally, to get B on the
So what she did, I know she doesn't show her steps, was she explained that you do subtract 49 from both sides. So 49 minus 49, these cancel out. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 625 minus 49 is where she gets 576.
left-hand side of the equation, we need to get rid of the exponent. So we will take the positive square root of both sides of the equation. The square root of B squared is B, and the square root of 576 is the same as what number multiplied by itself is equal to 576. That number is 24. So we found that B is equal to 24. So the missing length is 24 feet.
Okay, so for the examples you are going to do on your own momentarily, you should have some paper out. Make sure you're plugging in all of your numbers in the right spots. Always start by writing your equation, and you should use a calculator to the best of your ability. So these numbers are not that easy, okay? All right, so next we're going to do another example. It is no different, so please do not get overwhelmed when you see decimals here. So first things first, write your equation, okay? Always start with that. Notice what's missing. First off, it says find the missing length of the triangle. So if you look, you see that there's a value here, and then, oh, there's A. You should know in your head by now that A is indeed a leg. So you're going to take your value of your other leg and plug it into the appropriate spot. You notice that 2.9 is the hypotenuse. Why? Because it is across from the right angle. You should also keep in mind that this 2.9 will be the biggest number you have, because by definition, the hypotenuse is always the longest side length. So we're solving for A here. We're solving for a leg. So I'm going to plug in 2.1 into B and 2.9 in for C, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, step-by-step instructions here. We're substituting. Okay, next you're going to do 2.1 squared and 2.9 squared. 2.1 squared, which is 2.1 times 2.1, is 4.41. Again, use a calculator. The hypotenuse squared, 2.9 squared, or 2.9 times 2.9 is 8.41. Excuse me. Next thing, just like the beginning of the year, how do we solve an equation? I see that this is a positive or a plus. How do you undo addition? We subtract, okay? So you subtract 4.41 to both sides. 8.41 minus 4.41 is 4. Next, how do I get A alone? How do I get this square out of here? What is the opposite of squaring? Square root. So I'm going to take the square root of both sides. What's the square root of 4? In other words, what number times itself will give you 4? We know that 2 times 2 is 4. Therefore, the missing length is 2 centimeters. Again, always double check. The hypotenuse is always going to be the biggest side. Okay? Is 2.9 bigger than 2.1 and our newly founded 2? Absolutely, so I know I did it correctly. Next, I would like you to try these 2 examples, all right? You can answer those below. Again, write it all out. Take some paper out, write it out. I am going to be asking for proof. Lastly, I'd like you to try these 3. These are a mini assessment. These 2 are assess that you are capable of doing what we've been going over in terms of the Pythagorean Theorem for the last week or a week and a half, okay? So be careful where you place your numbers. Number 1, what's missing? C. Okay, so you know that's the hypotenuse. You're going to be solving for the hypotenuse in number 1. Number 2, what's missing? Oh, A. So you know you're going to be solving for a leg. Same thing with 3. You know, you can see that B is missing. So you're going to be solving for a leg in number 3. The most important thing is to plug your numbers into the right spots. If you do not plug them into the right spots, everything will crumble and you're going to have a very difficult time. If you need anything, please contact me, okay? I'm here all the time. All right, be safe.